Hello, this is Tom Styles, and it's Saturday night, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some scanning of the bands tonight. Saturday night is always a good night to listen to shortwave radio. One of the reasons is that's the night typically that the pirate stations are broadcasting. Those are the unlicensed radio stations, and they in the United States or near the United States or in North America, one of those places, they're typically about 6.9 megahertz to 7 megahertz if you can pick them up. And we're going to try it tonight. If we don't find anybody in those bands, we're going to look elsewhere, see what else we can find. So here we go. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see my radio. I'll be using my Grundig 750, and it is connected to my G5 RV, and we're going to see what happens. So let's go to 7 megahertz, and let's get out of memory mode first. 7 megahertz. And we'll turn the volume up, and we'll start tuning down. Don't know if we'll get anything tonight or not. Haven't tried anything yet. Pretty quiet. No. Got a little noisy there for a second, but nobody there. Got some RF noise. Looks pretty dead. Don't know what that is. Definitely not what we want to listen to. Okay, here we go. That's your show for tonight. Thanks for watching. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go look around the band. I did a scan just before I started the recorder. And so let's go look and see what I got stored in memory. And noise. More noise. And more noise.
Brasil, Estados Unidos, Canadá, España, Polonia, Alemania, Holanda.
It's one of those Spanish stations. I get a lot of Spanish stations, Spanish speaking stations, from 5 megahertz to 6 megahertz this time of the night. There's another one with music. That might be Radio Habana. 5.04 megahertz. Let me turn the light on. See if that helps any. Another one. I don't know what that is. Let me get on the old internet here and see if we can figure out what 5.990 is. Please stand by. And we're going to punch in 5990 right now. What's on? Sure is loud and clear. Oh, China Radio. That's China Radio. And it's 5990. One of the transmitters is transmitting in Spanish right now. That's what that could be. It's music right now. Okay, moving right along. Ooh, 6.02. See what that is. Whoop.
Sometimes people say
Channel radio.
rock music has long past its heyday.
Tell that voice.
However, domestic rock musicians have never given up on their dream or lost hope. They have found a new position for themselves.
Yep, that's channel radio out of Cherrick. Booming in.
As the man who is about to be safety,
Could be the voice of Vietnam, but probably channel radio.
when he joined Black Panther.
They have a good signal. They're all over the bands.
Black Panther had far more than 5 members at the very beginning.
And I like to listen to channel radio because you get a different viewpoint. Plus, I have a friend that used to live in the United States that last year moved to China to be a broadcaster on channel radio.
To play percussion at an early age.
Okay. That's sounds Latin. 6.03. And that is showing probably Radio Martini out of Greenville. Is it in Spanish? Yeah, it's in Spanish right now. Probably what it is. 6.06. Ringo. See what the old website says. And that says probably Radio Habana. Very close to me. Okay, 6.02. I already did that one.
Like in hometown Tangshan, there was 200 music boxes.
Okay, that one we did. Okay, it seems like when you're trying to go through the memory channels and you use the tuning dial, sometimes it goes backwards. So it's best to use the up and down arrow. They work every time. So let's go back and we'll use that. Okay, we've got 6.06. That's the one we just did. The next one is 6.18. And nobody's home now. Okay, we'll move right on up. 7305. Nobody home.
Is an unlimited source.
Whoa. 7.315. I think that's out of Tennessee. Let's just look that up, since my memory has totally been erased and I can't remember anything. And that's my excuse. And sure enough, that is WHRI in Cypress Creek. Okay, that explains why that one's so strong.
Thank you too. Right now, I thank you, Lord, for the honor of teaching.
Oh, we're going to use the buttons. 7.375. Don't know what that is. I don't know what any of them are. Yeah, it's got music. Got to cut the music out. Okay, there's only one station, and that's supposedly the mighty KBC. I haven't heard them in a while, and they're out of Europe, and it should be right now in German and English. That's English music. So that could be the mighty KBC. Wow, I haven't gotten them in a long time. And they are, right now, they are 39 degrees from me and 8,000 kilometers. So that's a pretty good catch tonight. The S meter is almost 0, but it's loud and clear. Now I take the word for it as far as being clear, because my webcam microphone ain't that great. So just bear with me. Trust me. See what else we got. Well, now it's jumped up. Look at that. It jumped up there for a second. 5.7. Well, I don't know what that is. 5.57. So I don't think it's out of Tennessee. 570. And yep, that is the Overcomer Ministry out of Okeechobee, Florida. So that's just down the street from me, about 200 miles. Something's still playing with it. The S meter drops down every once in a while. We're going on up. Not much there. 9.415. Wonder if there should be anything there. 9415. I'm going to type to 16. That don't work. 15. And it says it could be China radio, and that I shouldn't be able to receive it. It's so far away. Could that be China radio? Out of Xi'an, Xi'an, Xi'an. That's a long ways away. It says 13,000 miles from it. But I'm getting something. Now maybe it's another station off frequency. The setup should be broadcasting in English. Well, it's weak. It almost sounds like two different stations. Let's move on. Here we go. 9.445. Let's try that one. 9.445. And that should be, it's only one station. Actually, there's a couple, but only one I should receive. And that's supposed to be out of Iran. Oh. Says it's supposed to be broadcasting in Spanish. Yeah, it sounds a little like Spanish.
Yo creo que ella es una persona que no tiene convicción en lo que dice. Es una persona radical que no acepta nada y que vive cambiando de partido.
Let's see how far away that's supposed to be. 12,000 kilometers over in Iran. Now, one of the things you can do on short-wave.info website is you can, I put in the frequency and it gave me this possibility. Actually, it gave me a couple of possibilities. One is all India radio. which is broadcasting supposedly right now in English. That doesn't sound like it's English. Then it gives me that my best choice, my best chance is this station in Iran. Now I can click on that station and it will tell me all the times that that particular station is broadcast and the frequencies. So I can look and see if it ever broadcast in English, and the answer is, according to this website, they never broadcast in English, so I haven't found it. So there's no chance I'll hear anything in English, which is kind of sad because, oh, I take that back. Ooh, I see in English at a different frequency at 7.350, and it's at 1450 UTC, which is a long time from now. See if I can see any other ones. I just happen to see that one. Nope, that was the only time they broadcast in English. So let's move on. I wish I spoke Spanish because a lot of stations that aren't necessarily Spanish stations, but they broadcast in Spanish. Yeah, I don't know what they're saying. 9.470. Nah, there's something in there real weak, but not intelligible. Kind of like me. 9.525, there's nothing there. 9.530, there's nothing. 9.535. No. There's some music there, but I can't make it out. Ooh.
Chinese Premier League Kachang has
That sounds like China Radio again. Yep. 9.570. I'll just verify that. 9570. And sure enough, that is China Radio out of Cherik. And Cherik is over in the Middle East or Europe. Thereabouts. So it's booming in. And it's broadcasting in English right now. One thing I am seeing, though, is I am seeing the signal fluctuate. And I'm going to, one of the shows I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out my Texan 880, which the first one I got, which was the first production ones, which I got last year, the single sideband didn't work very good, and the sync detection circuit didn't seem to work at all. Well, I sent it back, and they upgraded the firmware and attempted to fix some of those problems, and I got a later version, and sure enough, the single sideband was pretty good. The sync detection was still not working what I would consider properly. And I've gotten a couple of comments and emails that suggested that I try that again, but this time detune the radio. Don't tune right on the frequency. You know, like if the frequency in the website was given as 9.570, don't tune there exactly. Turn a little bit off, turn on the sync detection, and then see if it works. So I'm going to try that. And this, you know, right now with this station, for instance, which the S meter is fluctuating, meaning the signal is fluctuating, that would be a good time to try the sync detector circuit because that's the purpose of the circuit, is when you have a signal that is, the carrier is going up and down in strength, the signal detection circuit is to replace, supposed to replace that wobbling, I'll call it, carrier with a strong carrier generated by the radio, and therefore it reduces that in and out effect. So I want to try that sometime again, and I appreciate everybody who sent me those suggestions.
After a thorough security check.
Okay. 9.710. Something there, very weak. Let me just look it up for a second. 9710. And sure enough, it's another China radio, or it could be Radio Habana. If it was Radio Habana, it'd be coming in, booming in. So I think it's China radio out of Asia, and they're broadcasting in Spanish right now. I can't make it out. Signal is 0. Let's move on. 9.950, there's nothing there. 9960, nothing. Whoa! 11.780. It's in Spanish. Let me look that up. I don't know what that could be. 11.780. It's booming in, and it's out of Brazil. Radio da Brasília, out of Brazil. That sounds like that could be it. Never gotten that. Actually, they're broadcasting, according to the website, in Portuguese. That's easier for me to say. It's not Spanish. That other language I don't understand. I couldn't swear that's Portuguese. I can't pronounce it. God. I can't even pronounce it. Oh, boy. It is. Getting old is not for sissies. That's for sure. Okay, we'll move on. 11.870. Nobody home. 12.105. Nobody home. That's it. Now, you will have noticed, and I'll go back to the last one. You will have noticed I got up to 12.1, which typically this time of night I get quite a bit of noise, and I fill up the 100 memory channels before I got through the band, the whole band. Well, tonight it went through the whole band. I only got 28 stations recorded. So the noise level is down. That's a good sign. Now let's go to direct tuning, not memory tuning, and just kind of tune around the band. Let's see how we're doing on time. Ooh, we're up to 24 minutes. Well, I can't do this too long. Let's go to 9 megahertz. I usually do pretty good at 9 megahertz and above. Just do it for a few minutes. Show's getting too long already.
His teaching. This is the most important thing that he was teaching us. Was that the
we got that already. It's out of Tennessee. Whoa. That's China radio. Whoa, good and strong. Man, leave it to China radio. Have a good signal. Okay, that's all the tuning we'll do for now. Another thing I want to do, if there's any interest, is this radio has something unique, and I'll zoom out just a little bit here. so you can see a little better. For listening to AM radio, regular medium wave they call it also, which is 540 megahertz to 540 kilohertz to 1700 kilohertz. Normally, shortwave radio will have a built-in antenna, which is a rod with wire wound around it. That's easier for me to say. Well, and you can better tune in stations sometimes by rotating the radio, which is that antenna built in is stationary, so you have to rotate the whole radio. This one has a couple of things unique. It has a connection on this guy up here. This is an antenna. It has a connection here in the back to use an external antenna for listening to long wave and medium wave. I forgot about long wave. And by being able to rotate this, you can rotate the antenna and not have to rotate the whole radio to get the signal tuned in and null out any noise. So that's a pretty nice feature of this radio. And as you can see, it's pretty long. That's another thing that's important. It's got a pretty long ferrite antenna, loop antenna. So I want to try that also. I'm not much into what's called AM DXing, which means listening for distant stations on the normal AM band. I used to be in that when I was a kid because I didn't have a good shortwave radio. All I had was a good AM and FM radio made by Fisher that my brother gave me. And I used to do DX listening on AM and FM. And I think the best I did on an FM station was maybe 200 miles away. Again, FM, not very long distance, just like AM is not. But AM, you can get conditions, atmospheric conditions and so far, so that you can get some pretty long meaning far away AM stations. So I'm going to try that one night, and I'm going to see how this antenna does. Another thing you can get, that if you have a small radio that you're listening to long wave and short wave, you can get a little loop antenna that sits on your desk, and that will pull in those stations, and it's pretty small, and you can get those stations in a lot stronger using that loop antenna next to your radio. It couples the signals it gets because it's a bigger loop than what's inside your little radio. So I'm going to try that. I don't have one of those loop antennas. If I had one, I would try it. Again, I'm not into medium wave and long wave DX. So anyway, that's the show for tonight. And if you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. Better yet, if you enjoyed the show, please share it. Right below the video, there's a button called share, and then it gives you the opportunity to do sharing to about 5 or 6, maybe 10 different websites, including Google Plus and Twitter, Facebook. If you haven't subscribed, that would be a great thing. We're getting a lot of subscribers this month, and we're heading towards that 4,000 number. So thanks for watching. We will say bye-bye. 29 minutes? Oh my gosh, this is going to take forever to upload.